Selecting and managing entry modes. When deciding how to enter a new market abroad, a company must take into account many factors, including the local business environment and the company's own core competency. An entry mode is an institutional arrangement by which a firm gets its products, technology, human skills, and other resources into a market. Companies can choose from a variety of potential entry modes. The specific mode they choose depends on many factors, including experience in a market, amount of control managers desire, and potential size of the market. In this section, we'll explore these different entry modes.
My name is Barry Koch, and I am the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Cartoon Network, Boomerang, and Tooncast in Latin America. For many years, Cartoon Network has been the leading children's pay TV brand in Latin America, and it's my job to make sure that it stays that way. When considering what markets to enter and whether to enter markets, you would look at the competitive environment, you would look at the business proposition, the ability to get distribution, the ability to get advertising revenue. You might look at the regulation or the regulatory hurdles that you have to comply with. And for a Cartoon Network, which is mostly largely animation, some markets have very well-developed animation industries, some don't. So the ability to really obtain high-quality local content will vary by market. But certainly the proposition of getting distribution, which is one stream of revenue for a pay TV network, the ability to sell advertising, which is a second stream of revenue, and the ability to enter into the licensing business or the consumer products business. Any of the networks that we would launch, any of the territories that we would launch in would have to meet certain hurdles of the business plan. One of the huge advantages of Turner Broadcasting in various places around the world is the fact that we were there first. And you can't discount the first entry position. Getting there first, getting there early, getting distribution, growing with the market really does have a tremendous impact on long-term and future success. So if you look at Latin America, we were first in Latin America, or certainly among the very, very early channels back in the early and mid-90s in terms of being present on the pay television platforms and growing with pay television. So if you were looking to launch, let's say, a new pay television channel or launch an existing channel into a new market, what are some of the very basic things you would want to look at? One is you'd want to look at the name. Does it work in English? Does it translate well into the language that you're looking to broadcast in? Does it make sense to change? Does it make sense to keep? Are the trademarks available for that channel? Then there's the basic proposition of what is the programming? Are you able to obtain the programming rights for new territories at a cost that makes sense? Is the basic proposition of the channel appealing? I might argue that maybe NHL hockey in Brazil would not be as appealing as football rights. Then you get down to all the basics of communication. Are you able to create compelling communication and marketing and public relations around this channel? Are you able to drive consumer interest? Are you able to offer the channel at a price to cable operators that makes sense? So in some ways, paid television is slightly unique in terms of the product being delivered. In another way, it's like any other product where you have to consider, price, promotion, sales mechanisms, content, programming, and attractiveness to consumers. I'd say risk for international businesses like ours exists on several levels. One is there's basic currency risk. We do business in local currencies in any number of countries. Those currencies fluctuate against the US dollar. Depending on the country you're doing business, there may be currency repatriation requirements. So you're dealing, as with any entity, with currency risk and fluctuations. A second area of risk has to do with the basic investment in programming. If you look at the costs associated with a broadcaster, a paid television network, a large percentage of those costs is the programming that you buy and the programming that you make. And so when you're making large investments on programming, you're placing a bet that that programming is going to generate ratings, is going to appeal to audiences, is going to help your brand, and is going to help you sell advertising. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. In the case of entertainment, the culture of a country, the desire for that form of entertainment would absolutely be a determining factor of how aggressively you would try and enter that market. There are some things that travel well around the world. Children's entertainment is one of them. A show like a Tom and Jerry, there's something incredibly universal about it. Some types of television programming entertainment are less universal. Cartoon Network a number of years ago had a show called Cow and Chicken, and cow and chicken was completely unsuitable for the Indian market given the position of the cow as a sacred animal. Then you get into issues of regulation. You might get into issues of competitiveness and your ability to really crack that market and to deliver on a business plan. So yes, the local culture, be it entertainment culture, be it business culture, be it regulatory culture, absolutely can have a big effect on what you choose to do in that market.